Hi, sweet ones, and welcome to this week's episode of Embodied Divinity. Big, deep breath as we sink in to each other's presence here today. I felt called, I've never done this for you guys before, but I felt called to pull a card from the Ask Your Guides Oracle Cards deck. And so I want to start by reading that and see where it takes us. So the card I pulled is called Compromise, and it's one of the master teachers, and it's this beautiful image of like a loving guide in the sky and a man, and then a handshake in front of it. So that might mean something to you. The words for this card are concession, fairness, democracy, and neutrality. And it says, your master teacher is reminding you that nothing is entirely good or bad, even people, and that every person has their own version of reality, which may or may not necessarily agree with yours. Instead of arguing with or feeling wronged by those who refuse to submit to your point of view, give up your righteous and rigid demands and broaden your perspective to include the interests of those you struggle with now. Mentally move towards center and open your mind to look at the situation from their point of view. Although it's easy to feel indignant and defensive as you deal with this current impasse, the truth is that no one's trying to harm you. Instead, your distractors are simply supporting their own interests and priorities, which are different from yours. Rather than reacting emotionally to their resistance, strive to understand them. Be mindful not to be overly self-centered, however justified it may feel. Strive to be fair instead. Your master teacher's message is accept that your interests are no more or no less important than those of the people around you. So the only way to progress to higher grounds is to compromise. One of the words that stuck out to me as I read that was your detractors. And I think it's important to realize the significance of that. I learned a long time ago that trying to convince anyone else to see the world from your perspective is such an energy leak. It's actually really giving your authority away. When we have to defend or really dig our heels in, it's really only wasting our own energy. And I know in like the spiritual communities, the waking others up movement and all these things has become really popular, but it's simply not our job. We get to, as light workers, as healers, as leaders of this new earth, we get to plant seeds, sure. Through sharing our own experiences. That's how you guys hear me talk on all of these episodes. I'm sharing my own experience, my own vision, my own perception. Never trying to convince, never trying to argue, because it's up to, I have this deep faith that each and every person that is meant to move through life with similar knowings as me will hear me, and that we all have our own way of remembering who and how we are. We all have our own way of remembering that we are love, and every single path will lead people there. It's however they choose to evolve into that. And so by defending or trying to convince others to see the world through the same lens as you is simply a waste of time. And you know, it's really easy. You can still share who you are. You can share your perspective from your own personal experience. But when it comes down to it, if they have a different opinion than you, then you just get to leave it there. And you get to save your energy, investing it more into what you desire, what you need, and how you want to feel. It's a really powerful thing when you can move through life this way. And also so cool because it allows you to feel more inner peace. I know for me, when I was going through this phase of, and honestly, like I get the intentions because it's so exciting when you start to discover this new way of being, you want to share it with everyone because for me at least, and I feel like this is true for a lot of people, is you want other people to experience the same kind of freedom and awareness that you've come on. You feel that inner peace and you're like, life doesn't have to be this hard here. Let me show you all of these ways, right? And it's coming from a good place, or whatever you want to call it. But in the end, what it does is when other people maybe reject that perspective or aren't ready to hear it, it can cause like uneasy feelings within us, right? Like I've seen people turn into rage defending their own beliefs. And that gets us even further and further away from our true essence, which is love. I read something the other day, a message from Source, and it said, the only reason you ever feel disconnected from me is because you choose to. We are never truly separate from God, Source, Universe. God lives within us. God is us. We are God, and God is all around us. And it's only in our own perception of being separate that we get disconnected from that feeling. It's still there, but we almost put up these walls or blockers to that beautiful, loving energy. And like righteous indignation and anger and all of these things can blind us. Not to say any of these things are bad feelings, right? We're accepting all the things we feel, but can you feel the love present in every emotion, in every situation? Can you feel your anger without acting on it? Can you allow yourself to alchemize it? Can you allow yourself to speak your truth from it without hurting or harming others? And can you allow yourself to feel it without disconnecting from God's Source, Universe? In all these situations, can you remain connected to that frequency? As you move through this human experience, can you stay completely aware of your divinity, right? It's why I love the title of my podcast so much. And it's why I'm so passionate about what I do and the mentorship clients that choose to work with me. We are embodying our divinity. Yes, we are here. We've chosen these sacred, powerful vessels, and we have the awareness of what we are. Whether you call it love, Source, God, universe, whatever, that is what we are. Here in these human vessels, having this human experience, and also expanded, our frequency and energy is expanded in oneness with all, with the whole universe. And that brings us back to like an even deeper perspective of this card. When we approach others, if we really truly believe that we are Source, that we are love, we also have the knowing that so are they. And can we approach them with that sacred reverence, even though they're human, may not see the whole truth, even though their human might be blinded or disconnected from that feeling of oneness? Can we, the ones who are aware right now, see the love present in every situation? See the love that is every other being on this planet? Can we see, experience, feel, and know it without a shadow of a doubt? And walking through this earthly experience, knowing that you're never disconnected from God, knowing that you never have to convince other people to believe or know what you do, knowing that you are always on the right path and divinely supported. This all creates such a beautiful and peaceful way to live. It allows you to be very courageous in your actions so that you can act knowing you will be supported in the exact right way and time, so that you can breathe and expand into every life experience knowing it's all for your greatest good, knowing that every moment is here to allow your soul to evolve, to expand, to experience the newness of this life on earth. Really allowing yourself to be in awe and wonder of the here and now. We don't know, especially in these times. And I don't believe in fear mongering or these doomsday prophecy, but I do know that the world is changing drastically. And I also know from my own experiences that this huge tower moment often comes with first destruction of the old, like so many of us have experienced so many times in some of our greatest evolutions here on this planet. Is first there is a crumbling. And in that crumbling, because there's this wide, vast network of humans, millions and millions and millions of people, and through this destruction, there's going to be chaos created, of course, because our old systems, our old ways of being are crumbling. And it's being able to be the love, be the light, be the way through this crumbling into the new earth. It's having that unwavering faith that this is all happening for us, and that we as a humanity have created such conditions on earth that require this huge tower moment so that we can have this great reset, so that we can build from a heart-centered and aligned place, from a place of equality, from a place of coming together, from a place of compromising. Not compromising as in settling or giving away of our values, not making another comfortable while we're uncomfortable, but a compromise in a I'm love and you're love. And so I can bring this gentle compassion to this situation. It's allowing this beautiful blank canvas, this platform to be created for those who are currently aware, to stand tall in their knowing and to model the way of love. Not to be harsh in our words or condemning in our actions, but to stand in that faith and in that love. And it's such a beautiful way of being, and the world needs that now more than ever, rather than investing in the chaos, rather than investing in the fear. Can you stand in your faith that it's all happening for us collectively for a bigger reason than we might even comprehend? And I am so excited about this reset because my soul has been craving a more simple and soft life. A life where we can all come together in community, a life where we all can slow down, and instead of giving our energy away to building up the dreams of others or creating massive wealth in the world for others, it's can we come back to love? Can we come back to nature? Can we come back to community and collaboration and that way of being where we live in alignment with the earth and the heavens? That's where we're all headed here. And honestly, I believe the only way that we will find that successful outcome is through love, is through our ability to be love in this world, and to be brave enough and courageous enough to stand in that love despite what we see around us. It's through our everyday actions, the grace that we give ourselves and others. Really, that word grace and graciousness has been coming into my life so often lately. There are so many people struggling right now, hurting right now, and we never know someone else's story. The only thing we ever know is how we are feeling and what we are. And as we return to that knowing of our own divinity, of our own embodied divinity, we can make such a difference just in our presence, just in being the light, whether you're walking through the grocery store, radiating love, whether you're saying kind words to a stranger or an act of service to someone random on the street or even a close friend. These beautiful exchanges of love create such a ripple throughout the entire collective. It's when we judge that we create separation. It's when we assume things about others. It's when we allow our perception to be the only right way that we disconnect ourselves from the greater whole. So in this moment, let's all breathe back into love. Feel a warm, radiating light move around your entire body, your entire auric field. Allow yourself to feel a bright golden light emerging from your heart space, both the front and the back. And like a warm honey wrapping itself around you, allow yourself to feel the ease of this moment. That everything is truly okay when we are in the frequency of love, when we know that that is what we are. When we can focus on our own glorious energy and find grace for ourselves in each moment, we radiate that out to the world, breathing in this beautiful energy you're giving yourself now. Allowing yourself to expand this energy wider and brighter. And as you move through your day today, be the love, be the grace, be the blessing, whether it's to yourself or another. And return to this moment time and time again. Return to this feeling. If it feels good for you, even putting reminders on your phone or on a sticky note, maybe writing it on the back of your hand, something even as simple as the word love. And so that as throughout your day you move and you might perceive different separations or disconnections from source, you can always return. I love you, Divine One, and I am so proud of you for all the ways that you are showing up for yourself and the world. It is in these beautiful, small, grace-filled steps that we are changing the collective for the better. And it's an honor to be on this journey with you. As always, breathe deep and plan on miracles. May you be the love you seek today.